Cutie, they don't want to see the Champions League. Straight to the top, moving like clock, we be them champions. I got the drop, ball in the box, we be them champions. I'm repping the squad, back on the top, we be the champions. Getting them going, I'm back on the up, just like a champion. Straight to the top, moving like...
My peoples. It's episode 2, Chat with Champions, the official podcast for the Champions Challenge campaign. Got a big session here. Got Hackney Wick, first team manager, Crystal Palace scout. Can I get a drum roll or something like this? CoachYS. My G. Yes. Obviously, we're going to get into a nice little chat, talk about a lot of things that he's doing in the community. But first and foremost, we got to get a couple drills in. That's what we want to do. A couple drills, couple stuff like that. He's going to show you a few things you can do in the garden, in the yard, whatever. Obviously, lockdown's coming. We're not going to stop. We're going to keep it moving, keep it going. So, yeah, you know them way there. So, yeah, bro, take it away. Give us a drill. Give us a little something we can do to start with.
So, just to start off with, if we're on a little progression off the ball, just going to get a little bit of footwork in before we get the ball on. It's just literally working the side steps. Just getting used to that side step movement and then working our way back.
Okay, cool.
Literally working our steps. Mm-hmm. Just getting the 2-point, get that foot. One, and we're still working arms.
All right, cool. So I'm there.
Yeah?
I'm working there.
Love that.
You know what I'm saying?
These are rusty. Get them legs up, yeah?
working there. I'm going to get one more in.
Get one more in.
Yes.
Love that. So now we're going to get the ball work involved.
Okay.
So very simple.
Me get out of the way.
When you're working the side on, you're coming back on the same ladder and then getting the touch of the foot with the inside step.
Okay.
And then you're going to move on to the second one, come back, play again. Just still work your way up, across, and it's strictly with your right foot.
Okay.
Once we get to the end, you're just going to obviously turn around and then apply it with the left, coming back.
Okay, cool.
Yeah?
Yeah. All right, cool. So you're going to serve me, yeah?
Yeah, I'll serve you, no worries.
Hey, you know, if it's bad, we're cutting this out, you know.
No pressure.
All right, cool. So what? I'm there, I'm out.
Popping it. Lovely.
There, I'm out.
Okay.
Popping it.
Keep going.
There,
Pass
I'm
appreciation.
out.
Last one.
There, I'm out.
Okay.
Popping it.
And then turn.
That way.
Okay, so
Are
now
you
this time
rusty?
working your lefty now. Come on, let me see how your lefty's working. Love that. Quality. Lovely touch. And last one. Come on. Lee, let's go. Touch it. Quality. Keep going.
Get into
last
this, bro.
one. Love that.
Yeah.
Quality.
I'm loving that. Yo. Huh? Bro, after that, I'm no-footed, blood. I don't know which one was worse. Nah, for real. Come on, anyway. Yes. Bro, take a seat. Let's get into it, man. Obviously, first thing first, wanted to say the challenge you did, the Champions Challenge you did on the Instagram, was live still. You guys go and check it out. I'm still out of breath in the But yeah, go check it out. It was banging still. I'm not going to lie. I didn't know he was a baller like that as well. Man's got bare tricks.
Oh,
hidden tricks. But I was like, yo, things that obviously I can do them, innit? But, you know.
Do you know what? Yeah, I'll be honest with you. I didn't even know I still had it in the locker like that. It was a bit rusty at first, but then when I was testing myself out, it comes natural, especially when you've been doing it for so many years. It's something where, do you know what? With a little bit of music, inspiring music as well. Obviously, big up to you for that song, right? Because it's inspiring and it's obviously a big cause that's dealing in football right now. And it's something, do you know what? Blessed to have that music behind, obviously, whilst I'm playing the football and the game that I love. Bro, so it's amazing.
Thank you so much, bro. You know, bro, creatives, innit? That's what we do, especially through this madness, through this time, the lockdown and everything.
Yeah.
So
definitely. That's
what we're doing. But when did you start getting into football? Like, did you always want to be a football player? Like, was that your dream? How did it start?
Do you know what? I was quite a late bloomer.
Okay.
So I start, like, where you see a lot of kids, when they come out of nappies, their dads are straight militant on them about getting them into football.
Yeah, that weren't us either,
straight,
bro.
like, from 6 years old. But for me, I started kicking ball when I was about 10, 11.
Same.
And then I ended up playing for local Sunday league sides, done really well, got interest from lots of clubs, progressed in my football, played at so many different levels from the age of 11, played football abroad.
Okay.
Played football abroad because I was playing for a youth academy in London here, and we ended up getting moved abroad. I was playing in Turkey for a little bit. Yeah, man. It was all right. And then
man's overseas balling, you know.
Yeah, I done obviously a couple trips here and there, and come back due to splitting my knee open.
Nice.
Yeah, at 17, kind of destroyed my opportunities. But then mentally, I kind of fixed myself up. Played, like, I went college, went uni, kind of had a bit of a change of direction, just trying to get on the educational side again.
Yeah, I know about that.
And then obviously went back into football, ended up playing like high semi-professional clubs, playing at step 3, step 4 level. And then still had opportunities, clubs obviously coming at me. And then I ended up damaging my meniscus. So,
man said, "Yo, who?"
Trust me, it was the biggest killer ever. Like at 21 years old, where I was reaching my peak and I was getting back to enjoying my football again from all the traumatic situations where I split my knee open and cracked my kneecap. It was ridiculous. So coming back, getting back to the game that I love, and then another.
And the knee injuries are when you start getting the knee injuries. I never had a serious knee injury, but I've always had the knee problems. What's that? Osgood's lattice or something like that?
Osgood's lattice, yeah.
I had that when, and like I said, it's nothing in comparison to obviously what you had. But when you got knee injuries, it's so hard to recover. So that must have been, like you said, very challenging as well.
Big time. Like obviously for certain areas that you need the most in your obviously day-to-day life. All right, like your knees, your legs, your hands, anything that you need. And one of them where it was a knee thing for me, it was reoccurring, but it wasn't as major. So I always had minor knee problems, little niggles here and there.
Yeah.
And then all it took was one major problem, and then mentally it's how you recover from it. It's not how you deal with the problem, because the problem's there. It's just maintaining, looking after the whole recovery stage. But it's then after, mentally, when you go back into the game, how you're approaching the situation, tackles.
Yes.
All right?
Do you go in as...
Are you going, Are you 50-50?
I feel like sometimes you can see when after a man's been injured, when they come back into the game, sometimes you can see when a man's not going in as hard, or sometimes it would affect your psyche because, bro, like you said, to be out for that long or whatever and to finally get back on that pitch again, you don't want to go back to the physio table. But even when we used to play, my dad always like, when you're going in for a tackle, you put it all in because you're more likely to get injured if you don't. But like you said, I mean, the game's a lot safer now. I mean, especially, I'm sure, like even I used to play at youth level, bro. Sometimes you see the tackles happen in the Prem and man's going down, you're thinking, blood.
Yeah, it's too nice now,
bro,
man.
Too nice. I just get kicked up in the air, bro.
After, man.
For any time, the minute you're a wing and you try to bust 2 step overs, you know that centre-back's thinking, yeah, all right.
Yeah.
Boom, clamped.
It's crazy because obviously them times when we were playing, it was no manners. Like, it's proper men's football, innit?
Yes.
You have to be growing up very quick in that stage of the game. And where the difference is from now, where players are being looked after too much now, is complacency. And people take it for granted. Back then, we didn't take nothing for granted. Every opportunity that we got, every little moment of being on that pitch, we're going all out for it. Do you know what I mean? And I was no manners with it because people used to call me crazy because it was a thing where if I weren't playing football on the grass, all right, I was out on the streets with my man them playing football.
Yes.
If it ain't that, I was going playing cage football. If it wasn't that, I was training.
It was any opportunity you had.
And every opportunity. Even if I was tired, Mum, trust me, I'm not tired. I'll have the soup, I'll have the food, whatever. I'm back out.
Yeah.
The lights are active, so why can't I still play football? I used to get home about, 10, 11 o'clock at night and still have a school day the next day. Still, obviously, go to school, kick ball at break
school
time.
as well, yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
After school, run home, go to training, come back from training, kick ball again with the man them, late nights. And it was just continuous. And this is the difference between the players and all that now. Because once they play football, they snap on 1-2 Insta or Snapchat. And they make out like
celebrity.
They done like a 12-hour shift or something.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's mad silly.
You know what, Coach, I was going to ask when you said that. So do you feel that players nowadays are too spoon-fed or too...
Oh, 100. 100, man. They've been looked after too much. And this is where I see it. They say, obviously, looking after players as well. and seeing the way players get looked after. And it's crazy because it's as if everything's handed to them. You go on, like with social media and everything nowadays, it's all you need to do is search up some brother's name. It's like you can even search me up, Academy Scout for Crystal Palace. All right? And then they just go to me raw.
Go do that.
Do you know what I mean? And they'll DM me saying, oh, can I get a free trial? And they're thinking, raw, like you've even got the cheek to actually ask me that as well. Not even like, hi, my name is, come in a professional way. Instead, they're just coming saying, oh, can I get a trophy? Or, look, here's my CV and anyone can make up a CV. If I show you my CV, it doesn't represent who I am today, right now. I've got an injury. I haven't played football in God knows how long. How am I supposed to know what is it? Come, show yourself before you start asking questions. And then I will give you the question back, saying, all right, you're ready.
That's some advice. If you're out there.
Do you know what I mean?
Don't be sliding the DMs. It ain't that kind of party, bro.
Nah, man. Like, that's ain't no girl, you know. Sliding some DMs and that.
But, okay, so in terms of even, like, the coaching thing, would you say that's something that you've noticed yourself with the youth and their application to the training and stuff? I mean, do you struggle to get them with the whole social media, with the whole PlayStation, with all these things that you hear these coaches say, oh, the kids aren't interested anymore? Would you say that is something that you come across a lot as well in that sense? Or are your kids always active, always on job? How do you keep them active?
Oh, do you know what? It's that authority that you give and show. Because if you ain't got that authority from the get-go, players will take that, obviously, as an advantage on their end and take the mick. So where I'm a young coach and through experience, okay, growing up, knowing how it is, obviously, and showing respect. If you want respect from these players, show the respect first, but show authority.
Yes.
Okay, and let them know whose pitch you're stepping on. Okay, and if you want respect from me, show it first.
Yes. And
you've come here. You're coming to me. I'll be honest with you. I don't need your help.
Yeah.
In that reality side, like not even being rude.
Nah, real recognize.
You've come here for my help, and I'm more than happy to help. Do you know what I mean? Man's got open arms for everybody. Okay. But all I want is respect first.
Yeah, put the work in.
Once you show that respect to me, then we can take that next step, which is now getting our head down, putting the shift in, getting the hours in, getting the minutes, and then once we've ticked the boxes, then we can say, cool, we can go from there. And there are some like, listen, when they're here at training with me and we're doing matches, that's cool.
It's when they're not there.
I've got them. I've got them. They're listening, they're ready.
Not with you.
But I'm not there as a mum, dad, do you know what I mean? Or they're carers that are like out of football. What are they doing? So in that way, majority of my players, okay, they listen. They're ready. Do you know what I mean? They go home, they still go about their business of doing their work for school, organising themselves, still doing their training outside of football, just to better themselves. But then it's the odd few that you still got the young-minded...
Of course.
Young-minded youths today that are getting swayed to their friends, going out, linking things or whatever, and doing stupidness of God what. Do you know what I mean? And then it's a thing where, all right, I'm not their parents, but I can still give them some sort of advice through experience myself.
Of course, we've all been there.
Yeah, because all of us have been there, done that.
Yes.
Okay, some more than others. Okay, and this is why, as a coach, I feel like that's why I can give so much to them.
Of course.
And some of them I do understand. Do you know what I mean? In certain situations, I might not be in this. I've never been in situations where some of you guys have been in, but I'm more than sure that I can definitely help you out or give you a role to step onto, follow that pathway, and trust me, bro, I will definitely help you in that sense. Okay, because we've all been there, done that. The areas that we live in ain't the greatest, okay? But why is that bringing your value down? Do you know what I mean? Why don't you step up and show yourself, show the people, all right, what they're trying to bring you down for? Because then now you're being their stereotype.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
You're already pinpointing what they're trying to tell you are. No. Tell them, like, no, this ain't happening. I'm going to show you who I really want to be.
And that's the thing.
I give that the mental side of things. This is how I switch that. I make them realize.
And the thing I was going to say, that's the thing as well. Like, you're coaching football, but there's a lot of mentoring that goes into it as well. And I love the fact that you address that and you're hot on the mental side of things, because there's a lot of pressure mentally when it comes to football. And even, like you said, people trying to make it... Listen, I wanted to be a football player, probably not as hungry and as much as other people did, hence why I didn't make it. But, I think there's a lot of stress that comes with it and stuff like that. And the fact that you talk to them and you also mentor them with stuff like that, then at least in that way, if more coaches were like that, I think if we probably had a lot more, even at the higher level that was like that, I don't know what it's like so much, but when I was playing, I don't think it wasn't, you didn't really get that kind of support. So seeing you do that is actually sick. But in terms of the coaching thing, going on to other bits and pieces, I really want to get into the whole Hackney Wick thing. I'm not gonna lie. I wanna sink my teeth.
Come on, you Wickers.
I need to sink my teeth into that one because how did you? Yes, yeah, but man, just give me a little touch there. You see me? But how did that come about? Like, what?
Do you know what? Obviously, where I've been coaching for so many years, working at youth level, and I was working my way up, and I ended up moving to Enfield Town Football Club about 3 seasons ago. And it was of last season when I went up to under 18s level.
Okay.
And in that same year, just before we started our under 18s season, Bobby, who I briefly knew at the time, through Marvin, who is the chairman of Enfield Borough, he ended up contacting me saying Bobby's hosting and doing a 32 Borough Cup, which is to obviously encourage and bring all different boroughs together, obviously with all this whole gang situations and different postcodes, bringing them together and obviously enjoying the sport of football. Which is an amazing thing that he did, and I respect him for that highly.
Rate that.
And so Marvin contacted me and said, Yilmaz, obviously this is your age range, between 16 and 18. Do you have a team for me? And I know you have a team, so bring them down. So let's go win this. So I was like, listen, no problem. So we hosted trials, ended up going to the tournament that day. It was on a Saturday at Wanstead. Ended up doing the event, and it was a 2-day event. We ended up winning the tournament at the 32 boroughs. So the first 32 boroughs, the first 32 borough event that happened. Even in 50 years' time, everyone's going to know the first ever manager to win that was myself.
History.
Enfield, So
history.
You get me? Sorted out the history there. But and that's when me and Bobby got chatting more. And because me being still young and still like not really familiar with first team football like that, because my CV and what I've been working with is just strictly youths.
Okay.
So now moving on to first team,
it's that little jump.
Can people really take, and this is what they see it as a risk.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? And I don't see it as a risk. It's like when you put young players into football games, all right, first team football. Are you really calling that experience like a risk? No, you're giving them experience.
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean? And this is what Bobby was a big believer on. And when I contacted him, he goes, let me chat to my other, the chairman with me. All right, let's have a chat, because they had somebody in mind. And obviously, I've got you in mind, and I rate you because what you did in the 32 Borough Cup. And that's where that limelight got involved, because I showed him levels at that time, innit? So
yeah, you proved yourself.
Yeah, of course, I proved myself. And obviously, that's only a little bit because, again, that's obviously youth level, innit? Men's football's a different ball game. So he said, you know what, Yilmaz? I spoke to the, obviously, my partner, and they said, yeah, we'll obviously try you on. But at the time, they wanted me to work alongside somebody at the club already.
Okay.
And then we ended up starting our obviously our pre-season quite early. And they were like to me, "Raw, Yilmaz, like what you're doing, like they rate it a lot." And they were like, "It's quality. Do you know what? We're gonna leave you to it. We don't need no one assisting you like that. So you bring your own team and go about your."
I like the fact that they gave you what you needed. Like they recognized.
Yeah, man, they were amazing.
And that's what I think doesn't happen enough as well. Just in all things, it's just recognizing what the person has, giving them the tools to do what they need to do. And because a lot of the time people don't succeed or because they're not given the stuff in the first place. Do you know what I mean? Because one of the things I was going to ask you is obviously what hardships and stuff did you go through with the coaching thing? But obviously already I can hear that.
There was many. Like I can write a whole book about it because, like, one thing that a lot of people do in today's society is judge. All right, and again, with the stereotype, people look at you and the lingo of speaking, because I've had to obviously polish up on the way I talk.
Of course.
Because especially the people that you're around, when you're working more higher up and higher up.
Of course.
Okay, it's a matter of adapting. And obviously in my younger days, my lingo of speaking, it was hard to just switch like that.
Of course. So do you definitely think just your subculture or whatever, do you think it affected you in terms of not getting to that level, but if you didn't make these changes and do you think you would have got to where you got to now? Do you think it was changes that were necessary?
Yeah, do you know
what? A bit of
what?
both kind of thing.
Yeah, it's a bit of both, because obviously the person I am is where I haven't changed much.
Yes.
Has got me to where I am today.
Of course.
It's just a matter of just touching up on certain little things, which it's just a matter of professionalism.
Of course.
Okay, because when you're going into professional environments, all this, the way like you would spud a person or go wagwan, or that kind of lingo of speaking, they're not going to look at you and go, no, this guy's not serious. So again, it's just touching up on certain things like that, which allowed me to take my next steps and just maturing and get where I was around so many people of different ages and obviously of that level. It kind of changed my ways just naturally, not even by knowing, just naturally. And because I was around that environment a lot, they said to me, wow, okay. I realized to myself, I'm thinking, wow, like my circle used to be like this and now it's like this. And I'm around proper people now that's gonna help me. Because my mum always used to tell me, be around bigger and better people.
Of course. Show me who your friends are, show you who you are. Which, again, you touched on that, which, again, is this whole podcast, we always do this. It's about inspiring, and especially amongst the youth and stuff, which is great. And that's another thing as well, obviously, because, like you said, a lot of the man, they're from the ends, and that transition of learning how to, like you said, be professional and learn how to do these things, know when to do these things and that. I think that's also a big thing that the youth need to learn as well, and it's a massive skill. And like you said, you haven't changed completely. I can still talk to you now, and I still know who you are. I still can tell, you know what I mean. But at the same time, you're not any different in that sense. But you've perfected that in the sense of you're professional,
man,
and it's a good skill.
Shine more. That's all it is. You polish and shine more.
Okay, cool. If you want, I can do my 5 seconds.
I said you like 5 seconds.
And then I'll come back to you.
Again, the Chat with Champions, it's Trunkie, here with the big dog, CoachYS.
Come on.
Jeez. Okay, so we was chatting before about a few things to do with coaching. I just want to go back into how you got into coaching. Like, how did it all, when did it all start? How did it all start?
Do you know what? I started when I was 18. So when I split my knee open and I thought that was it for me, I ended up starting like a little paid coaching job at a local grassroots club.
Love that.
At first, I thought, you know what? I don't want to lose the love of the game just because I'm not able to play it for that little time frame. So why not go and learn something? So I thought, instead of not being able to play the game, go on the other side of the game and do coaching. So that's when I went and done a small paid coaching job, which ended up allowing me to get my level 1. Well, I had to get my level 1 before I could go to doing a coaching job. And I started off working with little young kids at the age of 5 to 6 years old.
Yes.
And obviously at first it was quite challenging.
Very.
Because they run about,
bruv,
listening skills, and God knows what, my God, they couldn't stop. And where I was still young and learning about how to even do a session for an hour, thinking an hour sounds long.
Nah,
and I'm thinking, right at the time I was thinking, oh my God, I need to do this, I need to that. And my cones, laying it out, it was all wonky and everything. It was crazy, like, I'm not gonna lie. And then the manager of the club said, Yilmaz, work your way backwards. So play the code, work your way backwards so then you can see your straight line. And I'm thinking, raw, that's mad. Because while I was just handing it down and I was like, the cones were behind me, obviously I'm not the worker. I could be going all the way around like this, and it wasn't straight. So yeah, I went into that at first. Then I ended up staying there for about 2 seasons, and the 2 chairmen at the time ended up parting ways. So I stayed with one of the chairmen, and then we called ourselves another name called GFA. Okay. We ended up being called GFA. Got my same team that I worked with, and by the time they were 6, I think they were under 9s at the time.
Okay.
When they hit under 9s, we ended up literally destroying the season. I think we lost about 1 game that season. Jeez. I was really impressed because one of our boys ended up getting scouted for Tottenham. He's now playing for Tottenham under 13s, under 14s now.
I love that. That's
literally
sick.
Bad boy baller. I'm not going to lie. And I was obviously still young, learning. I'm thinking, wow, a scout. I was gassed at the time. As a coach, I'm thinking, as a player, I'm thinking, cool. But as a scout, as a coach now, I'm thinking, damn, scout, man. And then our other player got scouted by Chelsea, smashed it, and I was thinking, I'm actually doing all right as coaching. So it kind of like encouraged me and motivated me in a way to say, do you know what, Yilmaz, you can take your coaching to a next level. So where I ended up getting back on my legs, kicking ball again, my love playing the game, I wouldn't say died out, but I ended up getting motivated so much in the coaching that I wanted to try to balance it. I didn't say lose it. I didn't want to lose it, but I wanted to balance it because I'm starting to love the coaching side and finding the rewarding side of things. And at the same time, being selfish to myself, I want to still reward myself and play the game.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? And I ended up doing a bit of both. So through that gap period, I was playing semi-pro football, which was allowing me to have that kind of part-time, the opportunity to do my football at the same time, have enough time to go do my coaching. I ended up doing really well. Some of the boys ended up getting signed at clubs. But then I ended up moving on.
It's about results at the end of the day.
Results.
And since you've been here.
And development. The most important thing, as well as results, because results will never overgo your way. It's the most important thing. How have you developed that individual? Right? And you can see individually, each and one of them players have adapted, have become versatile because they can not only play one position, they can play several positions. Okay? And also that they've been recognised that much that the scouts have actually come to our games and picked up on our players. So that is a massive positive. And that encouraged me as a coach to say, do you know what? I can take another step higher. So I ended up going from that to then under 16s.
Okay.
And that's when I went to Enfield Town.
Obviously, yes.
And then that story goes on from there because I did really well with under 16s. The first year, we ended up doing really well. We finished top, joint top in the season. I was thinking, wow, I'm actually doing all right. And then it's at the times, Dagenham and Redbridge, Brentford. We played them 2. And I thought, do you know what? Let me take it another step. So I did under 16s again, hosted a trials for under 16s the second year. But obviously, where them under 16s that I just finished off with, they had now become under 18, so they were too old for me. So I helped them in a way because some of the boys were gang affiliated, some of them were coming from hardship homes. So again, this is where now I was learning to become a mentor, learning to become a young coach, understanding and experiencing so many different hardships and lifestyles of these young kids, especially the age range that they're coming from and the areas that they're all coming from. It's hard. So I was giving them something that they can come and forget about everything, can come play football and give them a positive pathway. So then I'm thinking, wow, I'm learning, I'm growing, they're learning, they're growing.
Would you say that's why you kind of got into it? Or maybe not why you got into it, but would you say that's the best bit about coaching?
Yeah, man. I found it so rewarding that's when my coaching took to another level, and that's when I was trying to balance football. My football kind of went to the side in a way because I was finding, wow, man, I'm enjoying this a lot.
Helping yourself, like you said, and
man.
others.
I was enjoying it. And then that's when the second year happened of under 16s, and I had over 150 applicants come to my side on trial. And I didn't believe it. I'm not going to lie, yeah.
Mad.
I was thinking, how am I going to get, like, all the other coaches because we had one big AstroTurf, and they were like, Yilmaz, are these kids all for you? I was like, I'm guessing so. I was like, can you help me? I'm one man with 150 kids, bro. Like, I was thinking,
mad.
wow. And yeah, I ended up just doing like a massive tournament where I ended up, one of the coaches was nice enough to come help me. I rated him a lot. He ended up coming and helped me and said, yeah, Yilmaz, do you know what? This player is good, this player is good. We ended up breaking it down, ended up picking a side from it, and we ended up finishing, I think, second that year. Okay, second or third. I'll be honest with you, second or third. It wasn't...
Just winning mentality still.
Yeah, but I'll be honest with you, we had over 15 different academies invite us in for games. So as you can see, finishing top didn't mean anything. It's the quality of the individuals, okay, and what we was teaching them, what I was coaching them on, and how I was developing their game.
Mm-hmm.
And we ended up getting players that we ended up playing Peterborough, Luton, Norwich. Who else was a QPR?
Like pro club, big clubs.
Yeah,
like.
pro clubs, like loads of different clubs. We ended up getting players. I think 98% of my, like, literally, nearly all my team, at least every single one of them, at least had one trial. At least one trial.
And you know what?
It might not sound a lot, but to get nearly every player on your team at least a trial and opportunity.
When we were young, that was like always what you tried to do. You tried to play for a club that could get you trials.
Yeah.
Like, that's just what it was. Do you know what I mean? I played for a team called Alpha and Omega. Shout out Alpha and Omega. Kingsbury. And the guy that ran that, Clive Ellington and stuff, he would try and get you...
Yeah, I know that. Come on.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. That's what man played when we was young. And they actually, like you said, they got people trials and they tried to do things and doing that, like you said, is amazing, because when you actually get that opportunity, even if it is just once, it might be just that one time that someone needs that to make them think, you know what, this is something that it's actually possible. Like, I was at that ground, or I went there and I trained with the boys, so I can then work better. So, bro, like, again, big.
No, it's you know what? It's massive rewards, because when that happened, I was thinking, wow, now my name's definitely getting into it. And at that season, it was when one of my managers that used to manage me when I was young, when I first started kicking ball, he then heard about, obviously we reconnected, and he was like, "Rah, so it's you, Yilmaz, that's doing all this noise." All right, in the ends, I'm thinking, you know what? I'm just trying to do me, innit? Like, obviously I'm still learning my coaching. He goes, "Yilmaz, how would you like to then come and become a, what do they call it again? A spotter."
It's like a scouting thing.
Yeah.
This is how you got into the scouting side of things.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. So, and this is where I was going into my scouting. So when I did that season, I was making noise, and they were like to me, "Rah, Yilmaz, why don't you come on as a spotter?" Obviously, them times it was voluntary basis. I think actually then again, I think it was before all that madness started coming along. I think they asked me at that season to become a spotter. Or it might have even been a season before. I'm trying to remember, because it was too much, man. So much things happened in them years, that they ended up asking me to become a spotter. I think it was that year or the year before. I'll tell a lie, 'cause I don't want to be wrong. And they said to me, "Right, you're making noise, Yilmaz, and you could be a great leadership. Like, because you've got a great eye for talent within the club. Why don't you work for us and show your qualities there?" But then, where I was a spotter, I was like, I ain't got the badges. I ain't got the certificates. Do you know what I mean? I've only got my coaching certificate. So I was like, all right. They were like, well, go get them. Come chat to me. There's an opportunity for you here. So, bruv, I'm not even going to lie.
That's what you did?
I went home. If I could do backflips, I would have done backflips. Hey, the first thing I did, I'm not gonna lie. I went to my mum and dad and my girl, and I was like, "Listen, I could be working for Crystal Palace." I didn't know what to say after that.
And here we are, boy.
They were like, "Yeah, here we are." Like, I had to go Manchester. I had to do my course up at Manchester's hotel which is run by Gary Neville Social. Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah, so I had to sit there and my mentors and my coach, obviously the scouts that were teaching us, they're actually one of the main scouts at Manchester United, that found Lingard and Rashford and that, and they were talking about us. And the other one had about 15, 20 years working at Manchester United, but now he's one of the main England scouts. So I'm thinking, so I was mentored by big people, and I still speak to them till this day, and I'm really, I really thank them for everything that they put into. And that's when I got into my scout, and I was thinking, yep, I've got my badges now. Come back. I ended up just learning the trade of how they do things at Palace. Mm-hmm. And I was just getting used to everything. All right, so this is what you're looking for in a player. And at the time, I was thinking...
Yeah, what do you look for in a player? Sorry to cut you. Like, if you're watching someone Sunday League, whatever, you're on the sideline, you're watching a match, like, what is it about a player that would jump out at you that makes you think, you know what, boom, I think he's good, I think I'll take him on. What do they need to show you?
All right, so...
don't DM him.
Yeah, don't. Oh, you're killing me right now.
But yeah, please.
Do you know what? They ended up... so what you look at is something which the FA have implemented all round.
Okay.
All right, in England, which is your 4-corner model. And that's your technical, your tactical, your psychological, physical, and social. So you look at all them different categories. If I was to break it down, there'd be many things here. But those are the 5 main topics. One merges with one. So there's actually 4 in total. Okay, which you look at all them different topics and you break it down. So with technical, how are they on the ball? One-on-ones. Okay, that's like an example on that end. So you're looking physical. How are they dominating on the ball? Mm-hmm. Are they able to protect? Are they able to look after the ball? Physically as well. And not only that, physically as well, their speed, understanding power. So you're looking at that kind of driving their recovery. You've got the psychological side. So what you're looking at is how they deal with so many different things. And this is where you look at your mental state with your aggressive egos.
Mm-hmm. Must get a lot of that.
Yeah,
bro.
so you see a lot of things in that way. And then you've got your social skills, which is, are you a people's person? Do you talk to people? Like, are you coachable? Because if you don't have that and you're a little rude boy or like you're just Mr. Know-It-All, you ain't going to get far in that. And where you can be the best footballer, okay? The best that they have in the academy or any academy. But if you haven't got them little things, which is the most important in just life skills itself, you're not gonna be valued at all.
What's
You're
that
not
saying?
gonna be
Hard work
respected.
beats talent. If talent don't work hard.
Yeah, man. Like 100%. Like you can see a lot of average players with heart and hard work, and trust me, they will get a long way because when you ain't the best technical player, don't worry. This is what we've got professional coaches for. Mm-hmm. They will help you. They will touch up on all the areas that you need to in order to be at that standard. Because right now you've got 90% of it. That 10% tech that you need to have, don't worry. We'll mold you into that player that we need you to be at this club.
But you need to want to be that.
Yeah, so you want to be that. And this is where it comes back into my coaching. So where I was able to now get into my scouting and then learn the trade, know what they're looking for as a scout, then I ended up branching to many other clubs throughout the time when I was getting players signed at, well, not really signed at the time, but getting...
I need to get their foot in the door.
Yeah, getting their foot at the door. And then it was like, oh, so what are you looking for in a player? And then I'm thinking, all right, they need this type of player. What are you looking for? And then it was a lot of repetition in certain clubs at what they were looking for. 6 foot slank, dominant, centre back.
That height thing.
Yeah, speed. And I'm thinking, all right.
Height thing.
Yeah, man.
That height thing. I'm 6 foot in here, so it don't matter.
It was a killer. And that, I'm not going to lie to you, that boy back to my coach, and I'm thinking, rare. All right. So now, in a way, I'm bossing you.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I'm actually helping you now.
Yeah.
find the shortcuts. Where as before, as a coach, I was just doing a normal coach's job. Now I'm a coach / scout. So I'm able to
Goes hand in hand.
understand, yeah, what a coach needs to do with his players in order to be attracted by clubs and scouts. So right now, I'm able to do 2 in 1. So I know what a scout wants. So now in my coaching, this is what we need to work on
to get scouted,
to then
get
tick
people
the
like
boxes.
me looking at you.
Yeah. So now we're
Yeah.
ticking the boxes, and now it's now
That light bulb
taken.
moment, boy.
It's taken to another level again. So now I've got like with going back to Hackney.
Yes.
We are working on
What's it? So, well, yes, that must be a treat for them as well, having you
yeah.
have that experience.
Of course.
That, you know what I mean? And bringing it.
Imagine being a player and your coach is also a scout.
Bruv, and this is what I'm saying. Today's society, yeah, you're getting a lot of that. And where if you don't manage it correctly, kids can get complacent. And they think, don't worry, my coach is gonna bust me anyway. Or he's gonna help me out. Like, nah, it don't work like that. It really don't. And I'm thinking, wow, how am I gonna approach this in the best way? And again, it's the authority that you show and say, all right, boys, listen, even though I've got the opportunity and the people and the network to contact clubs and speak to them, and obviously I'm one of them, but I need to see how much you want it, how much you're going to work for it. So when I'm asking you to do this, give me everything you've got, all right? Show me that you will sweat, bleed, tear up everything just for the opportunity. Don't get laid back. Don't get complacent. Don't even think, it is what it is. If I do 1, 2 little things, just because I've asked, just because your coach has told you to do that, you're going to do it with 50% of your work. Because either way, my coach is going to help me out anyway. Nah, I've made sure and I've made it clear to them that it ain't going to be an easy road. Because at the end of the day, yes, at this current time, I am where I am. But you could be the reason why I ain't going to be there no more. Because, yes, I can help you. But if you go in there and you are rubbish,
It reflects on you, innit?
yeah, they're going to look back and go, wow, we thought you had an eye for talent.
And if they go in there and they kill it,
Then, yeah, you either get praise, and this is where you're the best critique after a situation, okay? So you can either say, right, you know what, quality, or it's a thing where, no, and it happens at every club, not even just at grassroots, semi-professional, professional, anything.
Yeah.
All right, because at the end of the day, it's your job. Whether you're a coach, scout, physio, you have to be good at what you're doing it. And people will recommend you, highly rate you, praise you, whatsoever. If you're not able to then perform that, what's going to happen?
I mean,
Do you know what I mean?
what was I going to say? In terms of like how you sound, you get authority and stuff like that, but you don't seem like a coach that shouts a lot. You seem like you're like a people person.
Yeah.
You manage really well. So in terms of coaches, because you seem like you got a pep style or whatever, who's your favorite kind of coach? Like who if you model your coaching style on somebody,
Yeah.
who would it be? Like who is it?
Do you know what? I've got... At first, I'll be honest with you, being growing up around Arsenal a lot. Being an Arsenal fan. Yeah, Gooner, man. Gooner.
Come on.
I know you're not liking that one.
You know, we'll talk about the whole United Arsenal game off camera. Off camera. But yes.
Nah, do you know, obviously, born, bred up obviously at Arsenal. I was always a massive fan of Arsene Wenger.
Yeah.
Massive.
He changed the Prem. He changed he changed the way
Do you know
football was
what?
looked at in this country.
He was a mastermind in coaching and managing, and the competition that he had. If we're talking about Arsenal and United, him and Ferguson, them two together in that reign, in that time, them two were speaking a lot.
Listen.
And doing a lot. Do you know what I mean? And that was somebody, obviously being an Arsenal fan, being young, I was always looking up at Wenger. I wouldn't look at Ferguson because, man, do you know what I mean?
Listen,
United,
Ferguson was a boss though.
Nah, he was.
Listen, only he demanded Fergie time, you know, blood.
Yeah,
no one else got extra minutes and extra in injury time or whatever apart from Fergie. But I know what you're saying. Arsene was sick of what he did.
Do you know what? No, but give credit to both their managers because they changed a lot of people, man.
Mm-hmm.
They changed a lot of lives and they changed the club big time.
Mm-hmm.
Made them to who they are today. All right. And when I was looking at Wenger and growing up, seeing him as a manager, rated him. Then you had your little periods where it was coming towards the end of his season, and you're thinking
Arsenal fan TV, boy.
Oh, bruv, I'm not gonna lie, do you know what? I chat to a few of them as well, yeah, and they killed, man, innit? I'm not gonna lie, they killed, man, off scales, man. It was terrible.
Thank you for the entertainment.
God's honest
Frankie.
truth. They done him out, man. And obviously, best manager that we've had.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone's time comes to an end somewhere. Do you know what I mean? Sometime throughout the years. And yeah, I ended up going from Wenger, I'll be honest with you, and throughout that transition, I was a massive fan of Pep. Massive. I still had my backbone with like Johan Cruyff,
Yes.
doing this thing.
And what he did for Barcelona. Oh.
Yeah, what he was doing with all the whole development and putting players in from such a young age and getting them to learn. All right, because we talk about putting it becoming a risk, putting young players into the game so early. But why would it be a risk when you're trying to get them to learn?
Exactly.
So I ended up like merging Johan, Pep, and Wenger together. And like right now,
a hybrid thing.
Yeah. I'm doing a mad thing. But Pep, through obviously these periods now, Pep is killing it.
Yeah,
Pep is the Pep and Klopp.
Yes.
Pep and Klopp, little moments.
Their passion is mad.
They're killing it on the scene, and obviously I'm swaying more to Pep because he's the type. The type of coach I am is more the way he is, calm, pleasant, knows about obviously the game, the type of formation that he plays. That's all me. Do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And I'm currently reading his book. Yeah, I'm currently reading Pep's book. Oh my God, I forgot the title. I'll be bad. I can say it. I'll have to remember it. But I'm reading Pep's book at the moment, and very inspiring. Very inspiring of how he was a player like myself, and then working his way up, going into his coaching, being alongside many talented managers, to then apply it to his own coaching. And obviously now, as time has come, he's now one of the best managers around. And that's something that's inspired me big time to now take another step in my football career. Do you know what I mean? Every time I look at that, look at these managers and I think, rah, one day possibly that could be me.
Yes. I was literally about to ask you as well, because the names that the people that you're talking about, they're people that have left, they've got a legacy or they will leave on whatever. Like, what kind of legacy do you want to leave? What do you want to do? What do you want to look back on when you're an old man in your chair, knees mash up and that back mash up?
Bro, the knees mash up already, man. The knees mash up already.
But yeah, what is it that you want to do? And it could be in terms of the football thing. Obviously, I know you're heavy in the community, so it could be the community thing. Like, just what do you want to look, when you look back, what do you want to say you've done?
I've got my hands in a lot of things. So it's quite difficult at this moment of time to say where I could see myself, because every year could change.
Of course.
Every day can change. We don't know where
This
we are
year's
day
been
to
mad.
day, man. This year, as we speak, man,
Crazy.
flipping out. Look at the madness that we're dealing with right now.
Crazy. You can't even coach the kids now. Anyway,
Do
we'll
you
get
know
to
what? It's crazy, man. Like, so it's got to that stage in my career now, being only 26. I'm thinking, wow, man, I've got years ahead of me. I just still need to gain a lot more experience. I don't want to jump the gun, because if I jump too early, it could become a massive shambles.
Of course.
So I'm taking it every day as it comes, taking it step by step. Where I'm doing a lot with the community, doing a lot with young youths, giving them a platform, giving them more than hope, because we've all had hope, all had dreams being sold to us. Do you know what I mean? A lot of foolishness that we've been told, and yeah, we can get you to Real Madrid and oh, bruv. Man's heard that too. A lot of dodgy agents and yeah, just a lot of people that's given us too much hope in that way. But where it's for me, it's kind of hope in changing their lives. More so, not in football careers, but just giving them something, like giving them value to their life itself.
Mm-hmm.
Because everyone's good at something. Everyone's got, do you know what I mean, strengths. Everyone's got weaknesses.
Of course.
Do you know what I mean? But we have to strengthen the strengths.
Yes.
Big time.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? And again, with the community work that we do, and hopefully you would have done more this year, is just giving back to community. So where, again, Bobby doing a lot, what we're trying to do is like possibly go into like shelters, homeless shelters, and help people. That's give mad. Food and getting the young players to come do it with us.
Yes.
Giving them that understanding of like, do you know what? Like, you think you've got it hard.
Yeah.
All right? Even though we're going through hardships, or some of these kids are going through hard, mate, these are getting it worse than you.
Mm-hmm.
All right? So please respect and absorb everything that you've got right now, because a lot of people would wish to be in your shoes. So we're getting them to see that different side of life. And doing a lot of community work, possibly like going, helping, like just a lot of community work, man, itself. Mm-hmm. All right? And now, obviously, that's just one thing that we'll touch up on. There's going to be more to come. But then in return, for these young boys, even though, like, to some of them, they're thinking, oh, like, I wouldn't say, because the way I've molded these boys, they appreciate everything. I'm not saying, like, rather they have to listen to me 24/7, but it's a thing where we've coached them so much, and where I've coached them from a young age growing up, they've understood how life is now, giving them life skills as well as football skills. And it's a breakdown now where, yep, you're going to do this for the community, but then in return, you're on BBC.
Yes. Superstar.
You get me? Like,
Superstar.
It's them kind of things there, like, and it's what I'm saying for these young kids, like, you're doing that, which is rewarding. So you're going to get a reward back. Mm-hmm. And we're lucky to have such a big club itself at semi-professional level. Like, I wouldn't see, like, no other semi-pro club so out here. And when I come into the club, I'm finding out that Hackney Wick's shirt got sold out across Europe.
Mad.
Mad. I'm thinking, right,
I couldn't dealing with the fame. Like, what's it like dealing with the fame? How you doing it?
Fame. Do you know? I wish I was famous like that, yeah, man. Not yet. Do you know? It's like it's ends fame. To be fair, like it's just literally the areas that we're in and the areas that we're helping. To be fair,
it's big.
They're doing a lot. Like, I'll be honest with you, for the ethnic minorities,
yes,
they're doing a lot. And where you've only got a few black-owned clubs. In that sense,
yeah.
And me being another ethnic minority, coming in as a young, upcoming coach, manager, coming into first team football, and giving me that opportunity and that platform for myself to expose myself. Not only is that a reward for the young kids, but it's a reward for me, because now he's putting me on the map.
Of course,
exposing me, and it's like, wow. Now, I'm thankful for that. Because
and I rate that you said that as well, because a lot of people don't pay homage to the people that are.
Nah,
do you
man.
know what I mean?
Big credit.
And you pass it and you pass it on. You're doing it already for other people, but do you know what I mean? You get and then you give and then and it gets bigger and better, man. But yeah, sorry, continue.
Nah, man, do you know what? It's big credit to Bobby, because he's given us the opportunity where, like, it's crazy. Like, where would you think a normal, small, I wouldn't say small, it's massive club now, all right, but it started off small, to now a big semi-professional club from ends, all right? And the ethnic minority group growing and putting ourselves on the map, and now making noise with the young athletes that we have today, because where you look at most semi-professional football clubs, it's like they have to be 24, 25 and above. And the incentive as well, like, where we are still a growing club, we ain't got the power or the money to go, all right, here you go, it's 300 a week for us, come play. Because now they're changing their mindsets, because now people are coming for cash money. Do you know what I mean? We're trying to teach these boys, like, listen, you have to work hard to get to where you are. Do you know what I mean? So you've got young boys coming in. Yeah, they're going to have to adapt and learn quickly because results haven't come our way at first. Okay?
Yeah.
But to us, again, results, obviously it's a results game when you come into first team football.
Of course.
But at the same time, what they're learning. Do you know what I mean? Can we give them that exposure of, like, our top goal scorer in our team is 16. 16. Our top goal scorer is 16. Now, would you see that at another club?
No.
Do you know what I mean?
Very rare.
We've played, I think, 10 games, and he scored 5.
For real.
8 of them have been starters, 2 subs. Do you know what I mean? Sub appearances.
Snap him up.
So, do you know what I mean? And that's a massive credit to him as well.
Of course.
Do you know what I mean? Because a young kid coming into the game where you're dealing with men, and these are guys that are just on clamping you, destroying
Listen,
you. And
the English game is mad.
They hold themselves up correctly on that pitch. And again, you can see young youths today. If you see someone kicking your leg, all right, what they're gonna do? We have to make sure that we're coaching them to not retaliate.
Life skills.
Again, life skills in that sense. So, it's a massive reward on that end, being able to be on the map, and we get our games recorded. We've got obviously guys that come record our games, and I thank them for it because now they edit all the stuff, they come merge it, and we're able to look back at our games, something that we don't have.
Moving like a pro team.
No, it's crazy, and we've got stats analysis guys. Guys,
like
yeah, they're trying to do things like great credit to them. They're uni boys, right? And they're trying to create a new app which they're using with us. We're the first club to get the
more opportunities.
Yeah, and again, where I'm receiving an opportunity, Bobby's giving these young kids opportunity. Now he's giving uni students an opportunity to build and work their app. For all we know, that app could be the most in thing in couple years to come. Do you know what I mean? An app that even a 6-year-old can use to put his own statistics about his game. How crazy does that sound? See how technology's gone mad. But like before, you couldn't even do that. You had to write down on a piece of paper.
Listen, technology.
How many passes you made? You had to put in a little tally. Now, just press a button.
When you watch Sky or whatever it is, Opta and it's bare stats. This one covered this much ground and everything is stats now. Everything is tech. Yeah, it's crazy. But you guys doing that, mad.
The nutrition and that must definitely come into it, keeping them fit.
And
we're building on that. We're building on that because we have a strength and conditioning coach.
Jeez.
That we help them.
So you lot semi-pro blood?
Pardon? And it's what I'm saying, like, we're a semi-professional club, but the behaviour and the mentality and the way we do it, the way we've applied ourselves within the club. Obviously, you still got your here and there little touch-ups that we need to do as a club, and obviously individuals. But you're always going to have that in every club that you go to. It's just what this club is doing right now. My God, you wouldn't believe it. Like, we're getting contacted. Like the other day, match of the day, we had BT Sports. Like clubs, like people like this. Not even we're approaching. They're coming to us, thinking, "Wow, look at what he's done." And we're obviously Bobby. He was in prison for 8 years, coming out and making a club. Do you know what I mean? Making a club, and now it's come to this, thinking, wow, now he's got his massive rewards because that's not easy coming out of jail. Do you know what I mean? You have to give him a massive round of applause for that and doing what he's done. And yeah, so we're doing like so much. And for me as a coach, like I don't know what way to go. Whether do I want to carry on maintaining management? Do I want to go and now go back to youth? Because I'm stuck. Like, is it the olders that I want to work with and work my ranks up to then go work my management? Is it a thing where Bobby has inspired me to now maybe make my own club in time to come?
Bro, I think you could do whatever you want to do, cuz, and whatever you choose to do, bro, I think you'd be effective, because
I hope
you know what I'm saying,
man.
bro, because you're a role model in yourself as well, what you're doing. People will see what you've done, and sometimes when you're in stuff as well, it's hard to see what you've done as well, especially when you're driven. But yeah, man, bruv, you're what did you say, Manji?
And how you affect other people.
Oh yeah, of course, exactly, bruv. You're affecting,
Yeah.
like, do you know what I mean? And yeah, man. So it's sick, bruv. You guys are role models, and you're, like you said, there's people that are gonna see what you guys are doing and think, raw, like, man's at Crystal Palace, man, Hackney Wick first team manager and them thing there, and that's what it's about. It's about, like I said, creating an opportunity and showing people that you can do it.
And it's still the man at the end of the day.
And it's still just That's the yes.
That's the most important thing, because do you know what it is? We don't get a lot of the support from our close, like where you're trying to support your close people around you, okay, and the community that we're all in. Because all it is someone's got the opportunity, they go and forget about everything behind them. Okay?
It happens too
and
much.
it happens a lot. Or it's a thing where people ask you, can you help us out? And you're thinking, rah. Like, you asking me that? Like, where I've had a lot of people, okay, and my brothers that, obviously, they're not my brothers, but they're my brothers, innit? Like, I've got my brothers, my close ones, that have always pushed me and always known that I was at that stage where I can push up in my career in football, and they knew that I had the ability. They always pushed me. They always said, and sometimes I always doubted myself. I'll be honest with you, because you're always going to have the odd people around to kind of say, nah, man, you're not ready for that. So you always got your haters, but you're going to get that wherever you go. But it's where your brothers are always there and pushing you and going, you almost, don't listen to them, man. Come on, keep doing your thing, keep doing your thing. And that motivation itself, having the people that seen you from knee height,
support mechanism,
all right,
in that.
that mental side of the game, all right, it just your drive is ridiculous. And obviously, I thank them, I thank my parents, do you know what I mean, my girl, like she's been there through the years of the whole up and down, stress.
And you find a real one, bro.
Do you know what I mean? You go through so many things, and you have to give massive credit to them, because without the people around you, where would you be? Because you've always got that helping hand.
Of course.
Which is important. And like, nah, man, that's all I can say. So right now, for my career, I'm happy to be where I am. That's the most important thing.
Lovely.
And take it step by step. So it's something in due time I might be able to say to you, yeah. Could it be youth? Could it be still working the way of olders? Working first team football? Or who knows, in years to come, Trunks, I might say to you, listen, I built my own team.
Bro, I want to come and coach.
I might say that,
We're coming to coach.
You know, can come sponsor
bro,
me, innit?
Bro, whatever.
Can't sponsor me.
Bro, whatever. Yeah, bro, 100%, man. And yeah, man, whatever you're doing, bro, we're fully supportive, we're fully involved. You've been, like I said, for this campaign from the jump.
No, I appreciate that.
Yeah, man, you've been fully involved, bruv. And
always, man, always. I'm always here. I rate what you lot do, man.
Yeah, man.
It's a big thing, massive thing, which obviously this is where it merges with us, right, together. My sports side of things and football, you guys on the music thing, and it's good. That's how it is. It merges together, and let's hopefully in time to come make noise.
You lot hear that?
You make noise.
And I think on that note, we are gonna call it a wrap. So, guys, episode 2 done. CoachYS.
Thank you.
Yeah, bro, your Instagram. Let them know.
Yeah, my Instagram is official CoachYS.
And is it Hackney got their own Instagram as well?
Pardon? Yeah, if you just search up Hackney Wick Football Club, you'll find that. Go follow them. Make, obviously, the support there. Big noise.
Yes.
Come hit me up as well. Official CoachYS. Make a noise.
Yes.
One-to-one coaching's always there. If you're a bad boy baller and you're looking for a side, or you want support, development in any type of way, by all means, message me, add me, and we can definitely help.
Lovely. Follow us up at Champions Challenge. I'm not going to spell it on this episode and every episode, so you know what it is. And oh yeah, the text will come up. You know, you do that and it comes up. Yeah, make that happen. But yeah, man, we'll be back soon. Guys, stay active. Obviously, COVID, lockdown, everything. Keep your minds right. Stay active. Stay in the game, man. Yeah. So God bless. Catch you lot soon.
Peace.
I'm going back on the up, just like a champion. Straight to the top, moving like clock, we be them champions. I got a drop, ball in the box, we be them champions. I'm repping the squad, badge on the top, we be the champions. Yeah, and I'm going back on the up, just like a champion. See the way that I manage this team. Always getting hella messy out here. See the way that we damage your team. Always getting hella turkey out here. See the way we dismantle your team. On the field, we just bang on the green. You might average a man.